Welcome back in. Welcome back in. It's your boy Mike coming at y'all, man. Week 2 here in season number 3 as we prepare to go ahead and take on the Carolina Panthers. Of course, this is going to be an exact rematch of the NFC Conference Championship game. We played the Panthers in Carolina and we put a pretty brutal beatdown on them. Of course, that time we were led by Josh Dobbs. This time we'll be led by Glenn Roberts, who got absolutely worked in that first Panthers matchup. Jalen Thompson, though, winning a player of the week, two interceptions, 3 tackles, and a score. Dak Prescott putting on a show, 7 touchdowns, over 400 yards. How about that? But the Panthers will, unfortunately, this game be without their veteran safety, Von Bell. He's certainly shined since he left Cincinnati. He's been, a pace setter for this team. Not the best in coverage. He's more of a run support type of guy, but they'll certainly miss him in this matchup. And as we head into it, very positive progress from Glenn Roberts in that first matchup. He threw for over 200 yards, had 2 touchdowns, did a little bit with his legs. Unfortunately, did throw an ill-advised interception. It was definitely just a bad throw, more so than a good defensive play. But Talanoa Hufanga is one of the best safeties in the league. Even a perfectly placed ball, could have been at risk of being picked or at the very least knocked away. But fortunately, it did not end up mattering. We handled business, beat San Francisco by 25 points, 38-13. And this will be a different kind of challenge this week, though. A team that, even though they are not a divisional foe, we have played them. Once this game passes, we'll have played them the same number of times in the last 2 seasons as we've played the 49ers. So they certainly are aware of some kinks in the armor. Now, it is a fresh season, so there are going to be elements of mystery on both sides. But I believe that with the culture that they've put in place since drafting Bryce Young in this franchise, culture they've put in place is going to make it so that, their guys are going to come out ready to go, ready to get revenge. They were 1 game away from potentially playing for a Super Bowl. Now, do I believe they would have beaten the Buffalo Bills had they made it through? I do not. But you just never know. In these one-off type games, it's very much, a game of inches. 1 bad bounce of the ball here, 1 great spot there. You just really never know. But we've retooled a little bit since our last meeting, and Carolina has done the same thing. They've brought in a number of different guys on the offensive side, more particularly, including Wyatt Teller coming over from Cleveland, 30 years old here in his 8th season. And, guard was one of the holes that they wanted to fill, and they got a great run grading guard. His pass blocking is not necessarily elite at just 80 overall, but he's one of the best run blockers in the league. Jerry Jeudy alongside him coming over from Denver, 86 overall. Now, we know how much trouble we had with their receiving core last season, especially in that first matchup. And now that Jonathan Mingo will slide down a spot, Jerry Jeudy, has the ability to be an electric type of route runner, just hasn't necessarily put it all together in real life, but looks like he's progressing nicely in this franchise. Ryan Jensen, of course, another veteran, joining the team. And just like Wyatt Teller, his big strengths are in the running game. Now, he's not a slouch in the pass game by any means, but we're definitely assuming that this will be a team focused on running the ball, especially with Miles Sanders and free agent addition Elijah Mitchell in tow. But how about one more guy, Marco Wilson? Of course, we elected against giving him a contract extension last season, which meant he hit free agency, and he's found a home here in Carolina. Unfortunately, they also signed Reed Blankenship away from Philadelphia, and Blankenship is just 1 overall higher, so Wilson will not be the starter. However, he should get a few snaps here and there. But it's time for some big-time news. Greedy Williams on the move to the Chicago Bears. We were barren with our draft picks this season. We were only going to have a 1, a 2, and I believe a 6. But Greedy, after we drafted Amani Harris, he just really felt like he needed an extension. You know, he wanted to get some more money. He was only making about $2.2 million a year, with 2 years left on his deal. We were not prepared to give him that extension at 27 years old. And so it all concludes with Greedy finding a new team, of course, a Bears team that we've dealt with in trade negotiations in the past. And Greedy is going to leave the team as an accomplished guy, you know, was a bust early in his career, resurged his career with Arizona, led the league in picks with 10 in his first season as a starter with us. But now he'll take his veteran leadership elsewhere, joining back up with Budda Baker, who, of course, still remains their top guy in the secondary. Now 29 years old, 91 overall, still one of the best safeties in the league. And him and Greedy could, you know, look to form a pretty fearsome tandem there in the secondary. Greedy Williams going to get his opportunity to be a number one corner. Of course, never got that opportunity with Jalen Johnson in tow, had Marco Wilson ahead of him before that. And then, of course, with Andrew Stinson coming into town, now Amani Harris up to an 81 overall. And even though I do believe that Greedy is a little better at this point, Amani Harris is faster, has better play recognition, a better tackler. Now, his man coverage is about 6 points lower. Zone and press are about 3 or 4 lower apiece. But I do think that in the long run, 6 years younger, that having him get that experience now is going to help us out in the long run. You know, we have a very young room there. Jalen Johnson, the only one who's gotten paid. And now Andrew Stinson going to have a young running mate alongside him in Amani Harris. But it's time for us to go ahead and get ready to dig into this Panthers-Cardinals matchup. Of course, it's going to be a battle of young quarterbacks for the second year in a row. Bryce Young emerged victorious in their first meeting a year ago. Now Glenn Roberts looking to show the fruits of his effort, of his labor, and hope to, you know, recreate that one. Bryce Young came into Arizona, into State Farm Stadium, and put a whooping on this team a season ago, and they'll be looking to go ahead and correct that with their same quarterback in tow, no longer Josh Dobbs at the helm. But it will not be easy by any means. As we said, this is a team that's familiar with us. We're familiar with them, but let's get a little more familiar. Bryce Young at quarterback, Sam Darnold now back there, Miles Sanders and free agent pickup Elijah Mitchell should lead a pretty good running back duo. Adam Prentice at fullback, Jerry Jeudy, who we spoke about, going to be that number one target. Jonathan Mingo and fellow free agent pickup Rashid Shaheed going to be the top three guys there in the receiver room. Hunter Henry and Chief free agent pickup Noah Gray going to be at tight end. Ike Ekwonu left tackle, Wyatt Teller at left guard with Ryan Jensen at the center spot, Austin Corbett at right guard, and Taylor Moton finishing off what is a pretty potent offensive line. Dante Fowler and Derek Brown going to be those left and right ends. Derek Brown likely forming with Michael Pierce to go ahead and be that interior duo. Frankie Louvu at one edge rusher spot. David Long and Deion Jones going to be the two middle linebackers with Brian Burns howling off the opposite side. J.C. Horn, Dante Jackson, and Shaq Griffin going to be those top three guys. Eric Childress now in his second year going to remain their fourth option. Reed Blankenship at free safety, and of course Marco Wilson, as we mentioned. Jamie Robinson filling in for the injured Von Bell now in his third year. They're going to be looking for big things from him. James Brown at kicker, Rigoberto Sanchez the punter. And here we are to kick things off. We're underway here for week 2. Antonio Gibson back deep to return, with Greedy being traded away and Harris now being promoted to a starting spot. We are going to change things up and have Antonio Gibson be our primary return man as Glenn Roberts gets onto the field. Week 1, 14 of 22, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, the 1 interception, but most importantly, the win. And they'll be looking to replicate that this week. They'll start out with the ball. Glenn Roberts going to start things off under center with Ty Davis Price as his running back. And they see Brian Burns there on the right side. They're going to elect to go ahead and do a play action out the gate as Roberts looking for Rashad Bateman can't find him there, leading to a 2nd and 10 now. Two receivers each side. Got Ty Davis-Price still checked into the game. Here's Roberts wide open. Elijah Higgins able to loft it above the head of the defender. Great pass there from Roberts. Finds Elijah Higgins for the first catch of the game and a fresh set of downs. Now 1st and 10. Roberts, here he is, going to look deep for Trey McBride. Shaq Griffin able to knock the ball away. Really good coverage from him on that occasion. Now 2nd and 10. Here we go. Roberts going to fake it again, rolling to his left this time. And under pressure, going to find Elijah Higgins, who fights for more. Gain of 7 there. Has the first 2 completions of the game from Roberts. Now a 3rd and 3. And here we go. A lot of linebackers in there for Carolina. It's going to be a quick screen out to Rondale Moore. Moore beats one man. Shake and bakes another one. And he's going to have a gain of 18 yards into Carolina territory down to the 40-yard line. Switching up the play here on 1st and 10. They're going to hand off to Davis-Price, who has some space, not quite able to hit that hole, but is able to still wiggle his way for 8 yards there. Now 2nd and 2. Trips formation to the right. Davis-Price remains in the game, and they'll give it to him once again. Davis-Price bounces off of one. Davis-Price has space. Down the field, dives or celebrates into the end zone for the Arizona touchdown. And the Cardinals strike first here in the grudge match. Davis-Price with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, his 4th touchdown overall. As Arizona, with a relatively methodical drive getting down there, did have to convert 1 3rd down on the way, but they were able to make them pay. And now Carolina's offense out onto the field, trailing 7-0, as here's Bryce Young. In the season's opening week, Bryce Young, 22 of 34, 266 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Certainly going to look to rectify that here this week, as they're going to start out with a trips look to the left and give it off to Miles Sanders up the gut, who was able to get about 7 there before he's brought down. Sanders last week, 13 carries for 74 yards. Not too shabby, but also not necessarily, anything to write home about. 2nd and 3 now, and they're going to hand it off to Sanders again. This time he's forced down behind the line of scrimmage. It's the rookie Denario Stewart, the first body in there. 3rd and 4. Looks like Arizona setting up to send some heat. Bryce Young fakes the snap, and he's going to have a man on the right side seen trying to get him down. Can't. Finally brought down on the right sideline. And a good gain there for Hunter Henry, 14 yards on a critical 3rd down conversion. As here we go, Miles Sanders getting the give again, has some good blocks set up, only able to get 4 there before Andrew Stinson brings him down. Now a 2nd and 6. They're going into the empty look. We've seen teams try this time and time again against Arizona. He's going to look short. Lewis Seen knocking the ball away from Miles Sanders on that occasion. So now it'll be a 3rd and 6. As here we go, Bryce Young in the shotgun, looking left side, has a man. It's Shaheed, the rookie Amani Harris, in on the play, forces him backwards. The forward progress will give him some yardage, but they're going to be forced to punt the ball away. Arizona now with their 2nd opportunity on offense. As here's Roberts going to hand it off to Antonio Gibson. Good block pickup right there. Makes a move. Blankenship not fooled, bringing him down. A gain of 10 for Antonio Gibson on his first carry of the game. Now 1st and 10. You see 2 receivers each side. Davis-Price now back into the game. He's going to get the give on the inside zone. Gain of 3 for him on that occasion. Now 2nd and 7, going into that 2 tight end look. You see Brian Burns uncovered on the edge, going to make sure he gets blocked, and they're going to hand off. No, they're going to fake it. The play action rollout. Glenn Roberts has some space. Brian Burns trying to close him down, and does. They're going to say he didn't get quite enough for that 1st down. So it'll be a 3rd and inches here. And they're going to have Ty Davis-Price try to fight forward for it, and he does. Able to pick up the 1st and more. A gain of 6 for him there. And now Antonio Gibson back into the game. They're going to fake it to him. Roberts looking deep, has time. Wide open man. Rondale Moore overshoots him. Could have potentially had a really big play there. Instead, it'll be a 3rd and 8. And they're going to send Antonio Gibson out in motion on the right side. Ty Davis Price in there as well. Roberts, here he is, has plenty of time, tries to force one into triple coverage for Chase Claypool. Just not a great decision to make there. Here's Cameron Dicker now. One of the best kickers in the league since joining Arizona, from 64 up, and it hits the camera on the front of the post, and luckily able to sneak that one through. Well, sneak it through maybe is a little bit judicious, but hits the camera, able to convert the field goal. It's 10-0 now for Arizona as Bryce Young keeps it on the read option keeper. Jalen Thompson, fortunately, able to track him down for a gain of 10. It'll be a 2nd and inches now here for Carolina as the first quarter continues to come to a close. 2nd and inches, they're going to drop back with Bryce Young again, and he has a man on the right side. This time it's Noah Gray as we head to the second quarter. Both offenses looking pretty good. The Carolina Panthers, though, now just their second possession of the game, going to have to kind of maybe find a second gear. Wasn't a super great first drive, although they were just on the outside of field goal range. They're going to look to change that around this time around, as here's Miles Sanders up the gut, and Sanders with plenty of good blocks in front of him into Arizona territory down at the 49-yard line. Here's Bryce Young under center. You see that 2 tight end look on the right side. Bryce Young going to fake it. It's a play action. Bryce Young has a wide open man on his left side. It's Jonathan Mingo. That's a 24-yarder from Young to Mingo, and his first catch of the game results in a pretty big play for this Carolina offense. Now at the 25-yard line, going to a 3 tight end look. Jalen Thompson sneaking up, and Zaven Collins able to fight through the blocking, gets to Miles Sanders, dropping him for a loss of 3. Remaining in the game is Sanders. They're going to a 3 receiver look, 1 tight end, and they're going to hand off to Miles Sanders, who gets the edge, has some good blocking. Andrew Stinson, fortunately, able to get him down there at the 14-yard line, as here's Elijah Mitchell now checked into the game. His first snap of the game, he gets it, going right side. Jalen Johnson trying to dive after him, not gonna make it there. And Elijah Mitchell, his first snap of the game, providing a spark for this Carolina offense, takes it in from 14 yards out for the Carolina Panthers touchdown. And that was set up by some very, very good blocking there, as you see Taylor Moton just taking Cam Thomas for a ride there on the right side. Carolina strikes back, and it's a 10-7 ball game now. 7:39 remaining here in the first half. Roberts gonna fake it to Ty Davis Price. Roberts is pressured, has a wide open man. Moore again and again overshoots him. That's the second time he's overthrown a wide open Rondale Moore here. And after nothing doing on second down, it's 3rd and 9. They're bringing Gibson over to the left side. Roberts has the snap, looking short for Rondale Moore, but he's forced down there by Deion Jones. And it's going to be a punt for Arizona. Carolina now back with the ball and the opportunity to either tie or take the lead, as Miles Sanders again gets some good blocks, gets off the tackle of Lewis Seen, a gain of 21 there for Sanders, down to the 44-yard line. Now here we go. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs. Bryce Young under center, going to hand it off for Sanders again. Sanders has space, and Sanders continuing to move, has a gain of 17 this time. And this Arizona defense not doing a great job of stuffing this run. But with 3 superstar players along that offensive line, we knew it wasn't going to be easy by any means. As on the right side and keeping his feet in bounds along the sideline. Great catch there for Hunter Henry, and he's able to give them a fresh set of downs. A 2-yard carry for Miles Sanders on first down would see them now look deep. Well, not really that deep, but there's Noah Gray there on the catch. 1st and goal, setting them up at the 5. Handoff, Miles Sanders has blocking. Cam Thomas pushed out of the way. Touchdown, Panthers. Miles Sanders now getting a touchdown, 1 possession after his backup Elijah Mitchell found his way into the end zone. And just like that, Carolina takes the lead, and their running game has been as much of a problem as we thought coming into this one. Carolina now set to kick it away. Rigoberto Sanchez kicks it deep. Antonio Gibson underneath this one. Gonna go ahead and bring this one out. Has some space. Finds a seam on the left side. Trying to stiff arm a man. Not able to on that occasion. Down to the 34-yard line. Ty Davis Price averaging 10 a pop. 5 carries, 50 yards, and a score. Of course, highlighted by his long touchdown run to open the game scoring. And he's going to be back into the backfield here on 1st and 10. 3:09 remaining here in the first half. Here's Roberts trying to find some room. Instead, dumps it off to Rondale Moore, who makes one move, not able to make the second man miss. Gain of 14 there as time continues to run. Now 2:33 left. Here's Glenn Roberts looking deep for Rondale Moore. Lucky that wasn't picked in there. Lucky Rondale Moore couldn't pick that one up off of the rebound. Shaq Griffin able to knock that one away. Now a 3rd and 10. And the delayed give to Antonio Gibson. He's hit down and Chase Claypool is injured. It'll be a 4th and 4 in Carolina territory, and head coach Mike White doesn't want to punt this one away. He feels like they're a little too close to punt, a little too far for the field goal, so they'll send the offense out there. 4th and 4. Glenn Roberts, this is going to be a big one. Roberts decides to keep it himself, has space up the gut, tries to make a man miss, but can't. Instead, down after a gain of 13 yards. And what a call there from Roberts to keep it himself. Very, very risky, but with no one really manning the middle of that defense, they thought it might be the best play for them to go ahead and execute, and they executed very well. Michael Wilson now going to be subbed in for the time being for the injured Chase Claypool, who will be all right, all things considered, as they're going to hand it off this time. No, they're going to fake it, and he's going to look right side to Trey McBride, who's able to haul that one into the red zone at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10, minute 24 to go here in the opening half. Here's Roberts looking, nowhere to go, has a wide open Rondale Moore, though, can't hit him, and Moore has to be frustrated with the lack of consistency from his quarterback here in the first half. They're going to motion Gibson out onto the right side again, and Roberts going to look for him. He had a step, but the safety there, able to make a really good play. Jamie Robinson not allowing that one to get through him. 3rd and 10. Here's Roberts trying to run, has somewhere to go, decides to take it outside. Not the best decision. The Panthers will elect to use a timeout here, trying to leave some time for their offense, as Cameron Dicker once again up and right down the middle. It's a 14-13 ball game now here in Carolina, and Carolina will have another opportunity here before the half to make something happen, as here we go. Bryce Young and co. back onto the field. Young takes the snap, looking left side for Rashid Shaheed. Not going to be able to get it with him. Andrew Stinson there to knock the ball away. Now moving into the empty look again, 2nd and 10. And look at Stinson again, knocking it away for the 2nd straight play, leading to a 3rd and 10, just 6 seconds off the clock. They'll hand it off to Sanders, who's brought down, and the Cardinals will call their 2nd timeout of the half. They have 46 seconds now from their own 38-yard line to make something happen, and they'll start it off with Rashad Bateman, who makes a move inside, probably should have tried to go out of bounds, but they'll keep things going with the hurry up from the 44-yard line. Here's Roberts, and he's going to hand it off to Ty Davis Price this time. Davis Price has a gain of 4. 2nd and 5 now. They're going to hurry things up one more time. Really risky here with one timeout remaining. Roberts under center, going to hike the ball. 5 seconds. 4, nowhere to go. Could have maybe taken a shot there to Rashad Bateman, but that would have left them no time to attempt the 57-yarder. Cameron Dicker with the wind in his face. The kick is up. The kick is good. And the Cardinals take a 16-14 lead into the half. Frank Reich can't believe it. Both of these rushing offenses at 100 or more on the day. Both passing offenses, though, really struggling so far up to this point. But let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening around the NFL. First game up, we're going to be in in Green Bay as the Rams visiting the Packers, and they're down 10-7 Tua Tagovailoa, 8 of 10, 93 yards. The rookie Frank Ware looks like he might be starting now. They're going to have to get things together if they want to rally to 2-0. The Texans in Miami leading the Dolphins. Rookie James Garfield, who they drafted last year and now doesn't look as crazy of a pickup, currently trailing 7-0. CJ Stroud looking to continue to lead his team in that game. And the last one in Indy, the Chargers trailing 14-7. Despite not a great game from Anthony Richardson so far, but Jonathan Taylor putting the team on his back, averaging 5.4 a pop with a touchdown. And as we head into this second half, man, I think we're going to have to continue to put an emphasis on this running game. The Panthers have done a great job in pass defense so far, and I'm not sure that trying to beat a dead drum is the way to go, but we'll see how things happen here. Miles Sanders, 81 yards on 11 carries and a score, averaging 7.3 a pop. We're going to have to definitely get that in order as well if we hope to have a successful second half. As here we go, looking for Jonathan Mingo, pass knocked away from or by Jalen Johnson. Now 2nd and 10, and Arizona's defense would love nothing more than to get a good stop here. Nice 3 and out as Miles Sanders gets to give only a gain of 2 on that occasion. Now 3rd and 8, going back to that empty look that they've loved going into in critical situations. Bryce Young nowhere to go, being pressured, immediately throws it away, and they're going to punt the ball away on their opening possession. Just 37 seconds used there by Carolina. Here's Gibson back deep to receive, and Gibson makes a move. Gibson able to get some open space, just had one man to beat, which was Rigoberto Sanchez. Not able to. Really good job from Sanchez there to make sure Gibson can't turn that one into an even longer play than he did. And then Arizona's back on offense. And they'll start things off with a read option keeper from Roberts. A flag down on the play. Really good block there from Rashad Bateman to seal the edge on Dante Jackson. Unfortunately, it will be coming back. Holding called on the big left tackle, DJ Humphries. So they'll regroup now on a 1st and 20. Gibson remains in the game. You see the Panthers pressing up on the line on those receivers. Roberts has a wide open man. It's Trey McBride. He trucks through one man and able to get a nice gain of 24 there. They're going to hurry things up now. They like the look they've been given. And here we go. Roberts keeps it again himself. Roberts tries to make a move and does. Gets some space and more. Able to power forward to the 5-yard line. A 22-yard carry there from the quarterback, Glenn Roberts. Really, really good job from him there to find the edge, to make a move around the defender and show some toughness to get it down to the 5. As here's Roberts rolling out, has a man open. It's Rashad Bateman, not able to hit him there. Roberts just 8 of 18 so far for 120 yards. But here on 2nd and goal, here we go. Toss play left side to Davis Price. Price breaks off the tackle of one and gets into the end zone for the 2nd time today. Touchdown, Arizona Cardinals. Davis Price just continuing his very strong start to the season from a touchdown standpoint. Roberts decided to put it into the hands of his superstar running back. He pays it off with a touchdown, breaking a tackle in the process. And the Arizona Cardinals now with a 2-score lead at 23-14. Little bit of urgency now going to have to be shown on the offensive side by Carolina, who haven't really had a great game, as Mingo has another one batted away from him. Now 2nd and 10. Trips look to the left. You see those linebackers shifting over. Cam Wilhelm in coverage. Bryce Young doesn't care. He's going to load one up there for Jonathan Mingo again. Mingo fortunately able to be tripped up before he was able to get do too much more damage, and they're close to midfield now at the 48-yard line. As here we go, Bryce Young going to hand it off. Miles Sanders, you see big Ike Ekwonu throwing a block upfield, not able to get there. Jalen Thompson in pursuit, and Miles Sanders gone for his 2nd score of the game. Call it 52 yards, and that was set up by the brilliant effort and blocking from Ike Ekwonu. Sealed his block to start off, able to get upfield and seal another one. Can't ask for anything more from their big offensive tackle, young offensive tackle. Bryce Young loves it, and they're now within 2 of Arizona. And here we go. Glenn Roberts under center here as we get things started on this next possession. And here we go, making a lot of things happen. Roberts has pressure coming, tries to find Bateman, had Dante Jackson beat, could have found the edge and gotten a lot more. Instead, it'll be a 2nd and 10. Ty Davis-Price going to remain in the game. He gets the give, going right side, and has a good lane there up to the 40-yard line. 15-yard carry there for Ty Davis-Price, who's now at the 75-yard mark. 1st and 10. Looks like a similar looking formation as what they had earlier on this possession. Roberts going to look deep, has an open man. Rondale Moore again overthrown. And Roberts and Moore just have not had that connection so far in this game. Gotta be better on those wide open throws. They're going to hand off to Davis-Price here again. And this time gets the 1st down once more. Gain of 10 down to midfield. And Arizona, man, looking like they're starting to put a nice little drive together. Roberts, here we go, has some time. Able to get one out to Rashad Bateman. Very awkward angle off of his back foot, but connects with Rashad Bateman. His 2nd catch of the game. It's a 19-yarder there. Now 1st and 10. Here's Roberts. Has a wide open Trey McBride. They tried to cover him with Frankie Louvu. Louvu not able to keep up with him on that occasion. They like the matchup there. They're going to hurry things back up to the line of scrimmage, and Carolina is not going to change the look, so they're going to have a wide open Trey McBride again. Glenn Roberts to McBride. Touchdown, Arizona, as Glenn Roberts really rallies his team down the field this time around, and propelled by 2 huge catches from Trey McBride. Way to get open. Way for Glenn Roberts to see what they were giving him. And Glenn Roberts with his 1st touchdown pass of the game now to put his team back on top by 2 scores. As here's Bryce Young and the Panthers offense back out on the field. Bryce Young going short for Mingo, nearly intercepted by Jalen Johnson. Not quite able to keep his hands on that. Nothing going on 2nd down, so a 3rd and 10. And Carolina can't afford to get off the field here. Jerry Jeudy, a tough catch, giving him his 1st of the game and putting Bryce Young now over 100 yards on it. They're going to flip things around here on a fresh set of downs. Miles Sanders in the backfield. Always got to keep an eye out for him, as Miles Sanders not going to have much room there, just a gain of 2. He's up to 137 on 14 carries with 2 scores. Now a 2nd and 8, going to a 2 tight end look. Bryce Young remaining under center. He's going to look, has Jonathan Mingo. Mingo has space, and he's corralled down finally, but not until he has a gain of 26. 73 yards for Jonathan Mingo on just 3 catches. Jalen Johnson has won a lot of those battles, but Mingo's done a really great job as well, as Stinson knocking away yet another pass from Rashid Shaheed. He's done a great job in the slot this game. 2nd and 10. Trips look to the right, and he's going to look, has an open Jerry Jeudy, but fortunately for Arizona, overthrows him. Certainly had a gain of at least 25, on the board, but not able to make it happen that time. And the pass knocked away once again. Jalen Johnson having a great game. Carolina settles for a field goal, and Arizona back on offense looking to extend this lead once again. As here's Glenn Roberts looking, has pressure in his face, able to barely get the pass away. Dante Jackson celebrating as if he had something to do with that, but nothing doing on 2nd and 10. Now 3rd and 10. Looks underneath for Antonio Gibson again. Can't hold on, and a quick 3 and out gives the Panthers the ball back once again. He's going to look short, has a man. It's Rashid Shaheed for a gain of 6. Now a 2nd and 4. You see 2 receivers on both sides of Bryce Young. Miles Sanders in the backfield, and Sanders going to get the give. Zaven Collins fortunately able to just recover enough to bring him down, but not before he picks up that 1st down now at the 43-yard line. They're going to give it to Sanders again. This time Stinson comes flying in out of his slot corner spot to end the 3rd quarter. And again, both teams very similar stat-wise. Arizona with just a 9-yard lead in the overall yardage department. and Carolina has the ball with an opportunity to take the lead. As here we go, Jonathan Mingo again. Mingo is loose. Mingo, just one man to beat. It's Harris, can't do it. But a 50-yard catch and run from Jonathan Mingo there. Just completely lost track of him. Mingo was someone who certainly did more than enough of his job last year against this Arizona defense, and he's continuing it now, this time as the number 2 receiver. But here we are, 1st and goal. Bryce Young looking right side. Hunter Henry has him, and it is a touchdown once again for Carolina. Lewis Seen looked like he might have been able to make something happen on that pass play, not able to get there in time, just outside of his outstretched arms. And Carolina taking now a 1-point lead. It's 31-30. 9:14 left to go, though, in the fourth quarter, and Arizona with an opportunity to go ahead and take the lead once again. They'll start off with a run to Davis Price, who bounces off of a tackle and able to get a gain of 13 there down to the 38. He's knocking on the door now of 100 yards. 2nd and 4, bringing Rondale Moore across the formation. Davis Price going to get the give up the gut, but he's stuffed immediately. Shaq Griffin, one of the first Panthers there on that play. Now a 3rd and 6. And they're going to a familiar bread and butter. We've seen them run this play 1,000 times. Here's Roberts trying to get outside, has one man to beat, but he's going to get taken down by the ankles, not able to get it there. They're going to line up to go for it on 4th and 1. You see a big stacked box there from Carolina, and it works out as they meet Davis Price right there at the line of scrimmage. David Long penetrating that offensive line very, very easily, knew exactly what was coming. Carolina's defense with a great 4th down stand, giving their offense the ball back once again, already in Arizona territory. They're going to hand off to Miles Sanders, but he's met there by Zaven Collins, who puts a big hit on him, and not much happening there on 2nd down. So now 3rd and 9. Here's Bryce Young in the shotgun. Young looking left side, not able to get it to Jerry Jeudy as Amani Harris with another big pass breakup, giving the ball back to his offense. 5:27 to go, down just 1, and you got to expect something good from this Arizona offense if they want to go ahead and retake that lead. They'll start with a run from Glenn Roberts, and Roberts again getting a holding call on his nice run. This time going to be from the 2nd year now center Dalton Murray, and it's going to bring that one back for a 1st and 15 going into that empty look. 1st and 15 goes underneath for Rondale Moore, who gets around a tackle, able to get a gain of 7. Thought he might have only gotten about 3 or 4 there, but really good job on Rondale Moore, his 4th catch of the game. 2nd and 8 now. Here we go. Roberts takes the snap, looking middle of the field. Moore again, this time a gain of 9. Roberts almost to 200 passing yards now on the game, but a fresh set of downs. And here we go with the trips look to the right. They're going to bring Rashad Bateman in motion to the left side, and they're going to hurry things up and snap the ball. Here's Davis Price. Davis Price breaks out of one tackle and able to spin around another for a gain of 9 down to the 36-yard line. 3:25 to go. The fake from Glenn Roberts. Roberts has some space on the right side. One man to beat, not quite able to. Forces him out of bounds, but he gets the 1st down now at the 42-yard line. 3:20 to go. And if you're Carolina, you have to be careful. A field goal does win the game for Carolina, but they don't listen. A big stiff arm from Ty Davis Price, brought down, though, by David Long after a gain of 4. He's now officially over 100 yards. Going back to that trips look, Antonio Gibson in the backfield, and they'll hand it off to him, but he's hit down quickly there at the 49-yard line. Very, very close to midfield. Here we go. They're going to fake it again with Glenn Roberts, and Roberts has space. Roberts trying to stiff arm a man, can't, but a 12-yard gain there for Glenn Roberts and another 1st down. with just 2:35 remaining here in the game. They're methodically moving down the field, and Carolina's defense has to be careful. You don't want to give up a touchdown, of course, but you also do not want to give them an easy field goal look with Cameron Dicker, as here's Davis Price, who makes a move, and Davis Price gonna be hit down after a gain of 27 yards. Ty Davis Price running with a purpose, running with authority, doing his best job to try to go ahead and give his team an opportunity to get the win here after a second half that has seen both offenses really come more so to life. They'll be at the 10-yard line now with a 1st and 10, still an opportunity for a potential first down in the empty look. And Roberts going to call his own number again, tries to put his head down, not quite able to power through, but a gain of 9 there down to the 2-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. They're going back to their heavy look offensively, trying to move away from Brian Burns, it would seem. Roberts going to hand it off. Davis Price has great blocking, walks in untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. The 3rd of the day now for Ty Davis Price. Rondale Moore loves it. Glenn Roberts loves it. Darnell Washington loves it. And they're able to take the lead once again after a little bit of anemicism on offense. Not sure if that's a word, but I feel like it could be. Going for 2, they're going to hand off to Davis Price. This time they're going to give a bit of a different look, and he walks it into the end zone. It's a 7-point lead for Arizona. Just a minute 14 to go for the Panthers now, though they do have all 3 timeouts. And Bryce Young going to start with an incompletion, looking for Jerry Jeudy. Amani Harris, him and Andrew Stinson have been so pivotal in this game. All 3 corners actually really done a great job of making sure these receivers can't hold on to the ball, but Lewis Cine not holding up his end of the bargain, giving up a 26-yarder there on the right side to Hunter Henry. They're going to hurry things up. Bryce Young, here we go. Snaps the ball, has it, looking, has Miles Sanders. Sanders going to be brought down inbounds, but the Panthers will use their first timeout. Now a 2nd and 2. Bryce Young in the shotgun again. Young looking, going to dump it down once more for Miles Sanders. Zaven Collins brings him down for a loss of 2 on that occasion. Now a 3rd and 4. Here's Bryce Young, goes quickly right side, has Hunter Henry, who manages to get out of bounds as well. 1st and 10, still 1 timeout for Carolina, just 36 yards to go. Young looking left side. Amani Harris forces another one out here. Man, what big plays from the rookie corner here in his starting debut. 2nd and 10, 27 seconds to go. Young takes the snap. Young looking, gonna dump it once more for Miles Sanders, who's going to be hit down, and that is their final timeout now. 20 seconds to go, 3rd and 5. Here's Bryce Young, takes the snap, looking deep, not going to find anyone, out of bounds, and this is going to be your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 4th and 5. It's this or nothing. Here we go. Arizona, 5 linemen down. Ojulari drops into coverage. He has a man left side as Jonathan Mingo breaks a tackle, but he's tripped up, and they're going to hurry back to the line, but not in time. Runs out on them, and the Arizona Cardinals hang on in a thrilling contest against the Carolina Panthers, winning 38-31, completely flipping from last year where they started 0-2, this time starting at 2-0. And what an effort from both of these teams, man. Defensively, both teams really came to play despite the high-scoring effort. Well, came to play in the passing game at least. As you see, just 1 yard separating these teams as far as total offense. Very similar in first downs as well. No turnovers in this game. Both 3 of 9 on 3rd down, each converting a 4th down. Man, the margins in this game were incredibly slim. Arizona able to walk away with those margins. Bryce Young had a decent game, 19 of 33, 264, a touchdown. Roberts, under 50% completions, missed a lot of open receivers, but fortunately, able to do enough to secure the win for his team. Miles Sanders and Ty Davis Price having pretty much the same game. Ty Davis Price, though, one more touchdown, each averaging 8.1 a carry. Glenn Roberts, 84 yards on the ground, his best rushing performance in an Arizona uniform since he's been in the pros. Jonathan Mingo leading all receivers with 5 for 146. Trey McBride, 4 for 68 in a score, matched nearly by Hunter Henry. Rondale Moore, 5 for 54. And Rashad Bateman, just 2 catches on this occasion. Jerry Jeudy, just 1 catch as well. Zaven Collins, 11 tackles. Blankenship and Jamie Robinson, each with 8 tackles. No sacks or interceptions for either squad. And that is pretty much that for this game, man. A really, really great game on both sides. That was a fun one to play. You could definitely tell that both teams were looking to go ahead and settle things, go ahead and handle business. And Arizona's the one that ends up doing that. They are now going to be 2-0, and their week 3 opponent will be a similarly record 2-0 Colts team. And you see there, the Rams did end up coming back to win that game. They're now 2-0. The 49ers bouncing back from their week 1 loss to get into the win column. The Seahawks, though, unfortunately for them, still yet to win a game. But it should be a really, really nice contest here in week 3. Both teams 2-0. Anthony Richardson certainly going to give Glenn Roberts all he can handle as far as the quarterback matchup. We know that Roberts has the ability to use his legs. Anthony Richardson, though, one of the most physically gifted athletes we've ever seen play the quarterback position. Just a matter of how much he's refined that through his first 2 years in the league. But based on the first 2 weeks, as they sit at 2-0, I'd assume that it's been, enough. But Jonathan Taylor, 251 yards through the opening 2 games. We just surrendered nearly 150. I'm sorry, over 150 to nearly 150 to Miles Sanders. So Jonathan Taylor, along with rookie number 8 overall pick Emmanuel Holt, going to give us all we can handle. We'll see what happens, though, in the next episode. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe should you feel so inclined. Have a great rest of y'all day, and peace.